Good evening and welcome to the November 17, 2025 meeting of the City of Tuscaloosa Planning and Zoning Commission. Any written comments sent to staff were forwarded to this commission directly. At this time, I'd like to introduce our staff. We have Jimbo Woodson, Deputy City Attorney, Michael Garner, City Engineer, Zach Pons, Director of Planning, Leota Coyne, Principal Planner. There are 9 members of the Planning Commission, all who are appointed by the Mayor for staggered terms with the exception of the City Council representative who is appointed by the City Council. I ask the commission members to introduce themselves and state their occupation. Begin with Mr. Rumsey.
Stephen Rumsey, business owner.
Dina Prince, attorney.
Portia Clark, 311 manager.
Tim Harrison, general contractor.
Eddie Pugh, retired.
Bill Wright, business owner. There were sign-up sheets located outside for public comment. 4 speakers are allowed to speak in favor of a petition, and 4 speakers are allowed to speak in opposition of a petition. All speakers will have a maximum of 5 minutes unless the commission votes to allow a longer time. Tonight's procedures: the commission will take up items in order of the final agenda. The commission will initially receive a presentation from the staff as to the details of the agenda item. Additionally, we hear certain matters involving the same property, such as an annexation and a rezoning matter concurrently, although we will take separate votes on each matter involving the same property. After the staff presentation, we'll then call upon the petitioner to present their case. The petition will have a maximum of 10 minutes unless the commission votes to allow a longer time. At the conclusion of the petitioner's remarks, we'll then call on any party in order of sign-up who desires to support the petition. Thereafter, we'll call on anybody who opposes the petition. When it's your turn for comment, please introduce yourself, stating your name and address to the commission. Provide your remarks. Any written comments have been again included into the record. After receiving the remarks of those who oppose the petition, the petitioner will have the opportunity to respond to those objections. Any rebuttal time will be limited to 2 minutes unless we vote to allow a longer time. If the petitioner presents any new information in response to the objections, the commission will allow those who oppose the petition the opportunity to respond to the new information only. Any response will be limited to 2 minutes unless the commission votes to allow a longer time. During the course of your presentation, you may be interrupted by any member of the commission for clarification or additional information. Such interruptions will not reduce your time. Once the commissioners are satisfied they received all relevant information, it will then close for further discussion by the public, at which time the commission members will discuss the matter and then vote. After the vote, you are free to leave. These proceedings are video recorded and broadcast live. All in-person public comments should be made at the podium into the microphone. Jurisdiction. In all matters pertaining to the following items, this commission serves as the final authority. Subdivisions located within city limits, subdivisions located outside the city limits but within the city's planning jurisdiction, and developments with a special district and approval letters for developments in the historic buffer zone. As to all remaining agenda matters, including annexations, rezonings, planned developments, street vacations, this commission serves as a recommending body to the City Council. In that regard, our decisions are in the form of a recommendation to be presented to the City Council. The City Council will make the final decision on those matters. Subdivision approval requires the affirmative vote of 6 members of the Planning Commission. All matters which are recommendations to the City Council require a majority vote for an affirmative recommendation. At this time, I'd ask do any members of the Commission have any conflicts of interest as to any agenda matters tonight? If so, please state for the record. I would ask staff to confirm on the record that proper notification has been given to all parties in interest as required by law as to all matters before this commission tonight.
It has.
Thank you. With that, we will begin with the approval of the minutes. As the Planning and Zoning Commission has received the synopsis of the October 2025 meeting, I move that we dispense with the reading of the minutes on the same unless there are any deletions, additions, or corrections. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, ayes have it. Ms. Coyne.
Good evening, Commission. We're jumping right into unfinished business tonight. This is rezoning petition continued from last month. Z2425 Longleaf Engineering petitions to rezone approximately .18 acres located at 1125 19th Street from MR1 to MR2, Council District 2. You can see we're southwest of Central High School here. You can see that lot today has a single-family home and a shed on the property. You can see it's zoned MR1, surrounded by MR2, and close to some GC, general commercial. The applicant would like to rezone from MR1 to MR2 to construct a duplex on the property. Here's that property today and that existing home, just a few different angles here. Here's the revised site plan. You can see it's just some changes to the parking configuration from last month. And here's the letter submitted by the applicant kind of explaining some of the issues they ran into when trying to reconfigure the site plan. I'll sit here for a sec so you can read that. All right, moving into framework. This property is identified as multifamily residential RH. This request does conform to the plan as well as the use. You can see that identified here. Here are permitted uses. Just to note, a duplex is permitted in MR1. They're having issues meeting the lot standards for a duplex in MR1. That's why they're looking at that rezoning tonight. We did receive one public comment last meeting. We did not receive any additional public comment since October. Do you have any questions for staff?
No, ma'am, thank you. Petitioner.
Good evening. Tom Sims with Longleaf Engineering, 1927 7th Street, Tuscaloosa. I know we met on this last month, and I think the consensus was that we would try to see if we could get all the parking in the rear. That seemed to be the holdup with the 2 spaces in the front. And there was also some discussion about maybe even coming off 19th Alley as an access point. So we investigated both of those options. 19th Alley currently is has an elevation difference from the rear of the yard on this lot to the street, and it has such an elevation difference. There's actually an existing retaining wall there. It's probably around 4 feet tall or so, concrete wall. Additionally, and I'm not sure if this is something the city had approved before or whatnot, but there's also a private access gate back there across 19th Alley for the, I guess that's an apartment complex or something there. So. Yeah, I didn't mean to get anybody in trouble, but those are the 2 things that we encountered when trying to come off of 19th. And then looking at trying to put all 4 spaces in the rear, you can see the bottom dimension there on that drawing with the 20-foot. That would basically push all the spaces right up against that existing retaining wall and not really leave any enough room to back out and make that turn back towards the street from that rear parking. In addition, would basically take up the entire rear yard. One other thing that I just wanted to point out that we didn't talk about previously, there seems to be some additional room there on 19th Street between the back of the curb and the property line, which gives it a little bit more green space, landscaping area that you would normally have. Typically, we only have maybe 12, 14 foot between the curb and the property line. So there's a little extra green space in the front here that may help kind of, offset our thoughts on front parking a little bit. And, talking to the property owner, she's also willing to maybe do some additional landscaping as sort of a screening for that parking between there and the right-of-way, if that helps.
Do you have any pictures of the alley and the retaining wall?
I don't. It's available on Google Maps, so that street view will show it.
That's not their job, it's your job.
Tom, how many feet are you talking about green space?
There's about 26 feet from the back of the curb to the property line, and then, of course, there's an extra, 5 or 6 feet from there to the proposed parking area.
And your parking pad in front is what?
It's 2 spaces wide, so it's 18 foot.
We're talking about 5 or 6 feet then. Green space.
Between the property line and the spot, yes, sir. Like I said, there's a pretty significant grass area there
So,
already.
so it's the lot, is it the first lot? With the fence?
It's the second lot from there.
Is the blue house the one that's going to be retained? Or are we looking at this property that's closest to us?
I'm having a little bit of hard time. Can you navigate up the
Well,
street just a
Avenue.
touch?
This is from 12th Avenue? Yeah, okay. So we're looking at,
See,
There's
the
not-
blue house is
That's
not
the
the
house.
subject house. There's the.
Oh, okay, I see now.
Right,
Yeah.
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Go back,
Yeah.
Leo, real quick where you were. You know, here's one of the concerns we talked about while we wanted the parking. And
Yeah,
turn
I mean,
the camera to
yeah.
the right in front of the blue house for me. Right there. That's what we, I think, as a body were worried about is front parking. It's not even a parking pad, it's what's parked out there.
Is there just no way to keep people from parking on grass in front of houses?
No, we have regulations against that.
Bollards up.
We have regulations against that. Code enforcement handles those situations.
So are these people, that white Cadillac and that other white car, are they in violation?
In this picture, yes, but a lot of times we rely on 311 and
Yeah.
people saying, hey, we've got issues, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
Yeah.
they're not reporting over here like they would be in District 4.
so you're talking about the house, 1122 is right here? The yellow one, the
Yes.
cream colored one?
The green color, yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
And you're talking about parking basically where that bush is?
So,
That would be about right, yes, ma'am.
so you're asking kind of for an upzoning, you're asking for higher density.
Hey, Steven, or Mr. Rumsey, can you speak in your
You're
mic?
asking for higher density, you're asking for an upzoning, and you're,
Well,
what are you doing to improve the city?
the.
For the trade-off on higher density?
I don't necessarily know that we're asking for higher density. We could do the duplex in the current zoning as well. We just have some setback issues, so I don't think it's a
It's not
density
it's not
issue.
allowed with the setback. I mean, that's a zoning requirement. I mean,
Right.
It's not allowed, so you can't do it. You got to come here and we got to vote for it, right?
Sure.
Okay. Now, what are you doing to, in other words, you're asking to double the density of this property, and the other properties are not duplexes, right? I mean, they're all single family. So are we getting ready, look, if the whole neighborhood goes duplex and everybody's in alignment with that would sound good, but what if you're next door and you're living your wonderful life and somebody builds a duplex and now they've got double or triple the cars because they have guests, and now we've got them in the front yard, we've got them in the backyard, we got the alley blocked, and you're telling me that was too big of a hill to climb, and I'm just wondering if it is. If you're getting that.
I understand. From a compatibility issue, though, there are apartments to the north and south of this property, so I don't think this is way out of line
But
from.
the apartments have parking.
Sure.
And you're saying there's no choice but to park them in the front yard, which is going to look like the yard next door. And so I'm saying that one of the things that we've been very successful in doing is we have formulated plans where the property owner gets something. They get higher density, which gives them the opportunity to raise revenues. And the city gets something, and they get cars out of the yard. But I can't, tell me, all right, so you're not going to do that. What are you going to do to improve this site for the city of Tuscaloosa? Because they're granting you, you're asking to be granted double the density on this site, which is gonna double the revenue.
Understood. I would say that this is not something that the owner is trying to do for an investment. She wants to live here. It's for family property. They want to expand the house so that they can have both two different related families in the same venue. So from that standpoint, it's not, it's not something they were just trying to get around the rules just for that. And again, we looked at the options. We really tried to configure it the different ways, and our only suggestion was the landscaping.
Okay. Thank you.
So what type of landscaping, like hedges or?
Yes, ma'am. I think she's open to whatever the city might want to see there. I know it's just more of a screening issue, and we saw the same picture with the cars in the house next door in the front yard, and we were aware of that. But having some designated spots that are actually, have a parking surface with landscaping around them would probably be a much cleaner look than what you're getting next door.
I guess my concern with it is, it's a lot. It's trying to put a basketball through a garden hose here, to be honest with you, in my opinion. I think that, the parking for the back two, you got two cars pull in there. They're either gonna back across the line to get out on the other lot, or they're gonna have to back up all the way. Narrows those parking places. I don't see that last car being able to back out without the first car being in there. It's just too tight.
Yeah.
To me, this one just doesn't work.
Is there street parking time on this, or is there a yellow curb? What's the street situation?
I don't think there's designated street parking there.
It doesn't look like there's a yellow curb.
Pardon me, Zach, did you? But there is or is not a parallel,
It's not designated parking, but it's not restricted from parking.
But you can park on the street.
Right.
Can you go back to that pic of the street?
If lot 6 elects to ever put a fence up on that lot, you won't be able to get those cars out. In my opinion, if you got two cars.
We have the depth that you would normally have in a driveway situation there, so I would think we would be able to navigate it as far as coming out of a garage or something. It's about 40 feet there from front to the back property line.
Mike, over in District, I guess it's District 4, you know how we actually, if someone built bay parking in the city right away, they got credit for 50%, where I'm talking about? What about, could you in theory put bay, the sidewalk doesn't start till, looks like about 20 feet. You could almost maybe get three. If you couldn't get four in the back, you might not be able to get four in the front, but if he doesn't have this wall, then maybe he could. You could almost get bay parking. What's going on with the sidewalk, by the way, starting way back there? Is that because there is a parking pad underneath the grass or something?
My guess is that sidewalk probably stops at the public right-of-way, based on looking at Tom's drawing.
I guess in other words, next door, when they were parked cattywampus, you could have some organization, if at least they were, in other words, if they had parks, they would at least park in the designated alignment and not just pull up in the front yard sideways here, there, and yonder. That might be a win. But it'd be the only one. I get it. It would be the only one, and I understand that.
Well, I don't think the zoning allows you to count or credit the parking that's in the public right-of-way. The duplex requirement is that you have two parking spaces per dwelling unit, and they have to be on the property. I don't know if there's an opportunity for a zoning board of adjustment variance or anything like that. That's the way the code's written.
From- I think in one district, we actually changed the code to allow, if someone would build it, say they built 6 spaces in the city right away, they would get credit for 3 towards their part. That's over in the box. In other words, we wanted to encourage them to build spaces, but we didn't want them to use them to meet their requirement because they weren't on their property, so we gave them a 50% credit.
That's correct, yeah.
Any other questions for petitioner? Or any questions of staff? Thank you, Tom. Anyone care to, no one did sign up for this. Leota, do we have any sign sheets for anybody? Nothing, okay. Anyone care to speak for or against this petition request? All right. Having heard none, we'll close to public and we'll discuss. I think the challenge we had is still the same challenge. Parking cars in the front yard. It's pretty much that simple for me.
Because they've shown that it's okay in this zoning that we can approve it, that we don't have to if it has nuances, right?
This has some.
It seems like it's going backwards because you're not gonna, the house will get bigger, right? The
Yes.
parking will get smaller, but there'll be more cars. It seems to me like it should be a trade-off. It should be something positive. And I'm all for those housing, more density in certain areas, meeting the spirit of the code, but I think stacking them in the front yard, I'm shocked that the neighbors are not here because it looks like a family neighborhood, well kept houses. I can't imagine someone turning something. In my neighborhood, if you decided to do a duplex, you would have a right.
What was the, can I ask staff, what was the comment from last?
The person that reached out, they lived north of the property near the newer apartment complex here, and they had concerns about the construction process, issues with parking, garbage, construction noise, those sorts of issues.
Thank you.
A duplex can mean many things too. I have 5-bedroom duplexes. I have 1-bedroom duplexes, okay? So what is this? Because, I mean, have they said what they're gonna do? I mean, is it? Yeah, because, I mean, like I said, you can build up to 5 in certain areas of the city if you do certain things. Again, you park in the rear and yeah. So we don't know whether the duplex that will be added will have an additional 3, additional 2, additional 1, right?
Well, should we ask them?
Is the petitioner here?
I mean,
I think she is.
She was going to add 3 bedrooms on that addition.
just to be
So
be
in
an
a
addition,
duplex.
not an addition to the house.
Right,
what I'm saying?
to the duplex itself.
Right.
The extension of the
It's gonna
duplex, the
basically-
striped area in the rear there.
All right, so the duplex is the house that's retained plus the addition? Because I was thinking that a duplex would be what was added.
No, ma'am, it would be converting the existing structure plus the addition
Okay.
into a duplex. So there'd just be the front unit and the rear unit.
So the parking requirements for a duplex are 2 spaces per plex,
Yes, ma'am.
and it doesn't matter how many bedrooms you have.
That's my
Well,
understanding.
that's kind of strange, in my opinion.
Except for in the box, it would be 1.07 to 1.
Yeah,
You could potentially have 3 adults, 3 vehicles.
yeah,
And you may have one couple that just built 3. I mean,
right. I just,
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
I think Mr. Harrison said it correctly earlier, like putting a basketball through a garden hose. I think it's too much.
Well, would we entertain this if they overcame this extraordinary big wall in the back and graded that thing and had some bay parking off the alley? I mean, to me, that's what's hurting it for me. Because getting the cars out of the front yard is something positive for the neighborhood, in spite of the fact that we're not really getting run over up here tonight. Just right's right.
That would make a difference for me.
If you're gonna double your density, it just seems like you should do something positive to me. And if that means maybe talking with your neighbor and grading the wall if you can, then maybe you should. But if it's too big of a wall to overcome, then I wouldn't put it in a letter. I'd take a picture of it and show it to us, because I can't really tell by looking at the picture.
So the wall is on
And the wall is
somebody
right
else's
here.
property?
It's on the
Walls
right of
now.
way, on the right of way,
Okay.
public right of way.
Okay.
Where is it? Yeah, that's what
I mean, it doesn't have topo.
I mean, obviously, that would change my perspective of it, Stephen. But I mean, it's a matter, they'd have to go in and inset another wall, obviously.
Can we see the wall again?
Or just grade it and get the neighbor to go along with it. It doesn't look like it's that big. I mean, it could be a quasi-privacy fence wall.
Oh, it goes in back of the blue.
See, there's
Yeah,
that,
see what I
see
mean?
that fence he's got there?
See what I mean? Because it
A
looks.
gate.
I mean, you could count the blocks, can't you, Tim? I mean, what, was it, maybe 3 or above grade?
Looks like it's about 4 foot, like you said.
Look like it needs a retaining wall there.
Yeah, if you knocked the retaining wall there, down, I don't know that it would matter.
I bet these people built it, the yellow.
He does get taller as you go down. It's got a door. Is that a door?
So the retaining wall is because of the units.
And what is the
I think
private
so,
access
too.
gate?
It's gotta be.
That's something that Mr. Gardner is going to be looking into, because this is an alleyway, so that gate should not
Right.
be there.
If the alley hadn't been vacated, then the gate needs to be removed. It looks like there is a dumpster enclosure at the far end that needs to be removed. If the alley's not been vacated, then it's open to the public, and those items need to be removed.
But you couldn't park back there.
Well, there are a number of dumpsters on city right of way. There's probably 1,000, but to your point, you wouldn't have approved probably the gate if it came in front of you, and it probably didn't.
There's no telling how long it's been that way.
So my question was, but you couldn't park back there?
No, you
Because you
could,
couldn't park
and,
in the
and it still doesn't count toward the requirement for the duplex to have two
I just meant as a practical
parking.
matter.
Yeah, as a practical matter, the road's not wide enough to allow parking.
They could put bay parking off the alley, and/or they could put bay parking in the front. It might look a little odd, but it would be better than just pulling up in the front yard and parking sideways. I mean, at least it would be organized, and obviously the city has right of way to where the sidewalk starts, so.
Okay, any more questions for staff or anyone else? I think we're probably at a good point to make a decision on this. Okay, having heard none. All right, Commission, time to take a vote.
Okay.
For us, we have Z 2425, the Longleaf Engineering petitions that rezone the location at 1125 19th from MR1 to MR2. Do I have a motion and a second?
Motion.
Second.
Ms. Hornsby.
Can we add a provision about the landscape barrier in front of the parking?
We wouldn't necessarily, you can say it on record, but we wouldn't necessarily hold them to it if the rezoning were to be approved.
You couldn't hold him to it?
Right, we're not going to put a condition on a rezoning. But in good faith, I think that Mr. Sims and his group would follow that, knowing him and his
Right.
past, yeah.
Well, I appreciate that they've tried to do this. So I'm a little torn. I don't like none of us like the parking in the front yard. But there is parking in the yard, in the parking space across the street, right? There's an apartment complex. I'm going to vote yes.
No.
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 All right, Commission, moving into our cases to be heard tonight. We're starting off with a rezoning petition that is Z 2525 ABC Investment, Inc. Petitions to rezone approximately 0.2 acres located at 1515 12th Avenue from IL to GC. This is Council District 2. You can see we're just west of Central High School here, south of 15th Street. You can see that property today, it's developed as a convenience store. You can see that zoning, it's IL, it touches MFR and MR2 to the south. The petition, the applicant would like to rezone from IL to GC for, you can see kind of their description here. This did kind of come to staff when they submitted a package store liquor license application to City Council. So you can see they are a convenience store today. This is just a view showing that parking inside of the building, and you can see that site plan from when they developed the property. And framework, this is identified as a Flex Employment Center, FE. This request does conform to the plan as well as the use. You can see that Flex Employment Center identification here. Here are permitted uses in GC, moving through these here. We did receive one public comment in opposition to a liquor store at this location. Do you have any questions for staff?
Staff, we saw this property several years ago, correct?
Right, they came forward under the old zoning to rezone to BN, and they were approved of that rezoning. And that was to do a convenience store, which is how they operate today. And then when we went through framework, this is now zoned IL, which also allows for the convenience store by right, so.
So they're not a prior non-conforming use.
Right, it's not a non-conforming use. They're requesting to rezone. The way that this came about was they had submitted an alcohol license for a package store at this location, which is not allowed. And so then it got bounced back to you guys for the rezoning so that he can put a package store here.
So they did try to put a package store.
Yes, it was, they were pursuing a package store at city council level, and we pulled it back because that's not an approved use in this zoning district.
Okay.
Is
But
it
it would be-
approved in,
GC, would be in GC.
Okay.
Yes,
so that's really why they want it.
right, and they can speak more to that, but
Well, why
that's
didn't
my
they say
understanding.
that in their petition?
Yeah, that's why we wanted to bring that to y'all's attention.
Sugar
We do not
coating.
currently participate in any light industrial activities, nor do we have any plans to pursue such business in the future. I mean, I just wish they would tell us exactly their reason for seeking the rezoning.
And just for the record commission, this is just a piece. They had a more detailed description in their application that was posted on the packet. I just tried to grab a piece that kind of covered it overall so that applicant can speak more to the specifics.
And remind me one more time, I didn't catch everything you said, Leota. Why does it conform to the plan?
In the framework comprehensive plan in the Flex Employment Center, retail is a primary use that's listed in the plan.
So, Zach, the last time that we approved this, we approved it business?
Yes, neighborhood business, I think is what it was
That
called.
would allow liquor.
It would have allowed a convenience store, which is why they came forward. I don't recall if it would allow a liquor store or not. I'd have to look back into it, but that wasn't the reason for their rezoning.
That zoning would have, provided they got a liquor license. correct?
Possibly. I'll look into that and double check that for
So
you.
I guess my question, did they not build it at that time when we previously approved it?
They built a convenience store at that time, and that was what they've been up until this point.
Okay. And so now they're just trying to get a liquor license.
Yes, sir.
Let's ask them. No.
I think that's just
Let's
a
hear from the
coincidence.
petitioner. Please come forward. Name and address for the record.
Good evening. My name is Sam Shoja. I'm an engineer. I live at 5000 Overbrook Road, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, 35405, and representing the owner. In the year 2020, I think it was in December, we applied for rezoning of this property and request was approved. And we thank you for that. Since then, we have gone through a fair amount of time, effort, expense upgrading the site and the building for the proposed convenience store. Sometimes during the city comprehensive zoning program, our property was zoned back to light industrial as it was in 2020. And we gone through all this again. At that time we went, and now we are here taking your time and effort for the same reason. We are in retail business of convenience store, gas station, etc. And we do not currently participate in any light industrial activities, nor do we have any plans to do that in future. We all probably believe light industrial, probably, I'm not expert, but you probably are, prefer not to be in that area. And we went through all this to rezoning it to, from light industrial to commercial. And we also believe that this zoning was downgrading to our neighborhood and will limit us in altering and expanding our business in the future. We all agreed on last time that we thought if we go from light industrial, it would be upzoned. In other words, it would be upgrading in the zoning. And now y'all put us back to where we were. And we are here again, we are asking to please put us to commercial. We are requesting this property to be zoned GC.
How close is it to the school again?
Sorry? What was your question?
How close is it to the school?
We are not in the business of light industrial. We are not even planning to pursue such a thing.
I don't think we're concerned about the light industrial. I think we're more concerned about what.
I don't know if that was not intentionally done or what. It's not my business, so
So
please.
are they I'm confused.
The way that they are operating currently is permitted in light industrial. So they are not non-conforming.
They're not
They are
non-conforming,
a conforming
but-
use.
But that was never their intent when they asked to rezone earlier. It was to be retail.
When they rezoned, I mean, we look at the current, when we were doing this process, we
I
looked at the,
understand.
yeah.
That part, but yeah.
I don't know what their intentions were because we saw a convenience store and we made sure that that conformed to what we rezoned it to. I don't know what their plans were to expand their business at that time. And I will also further state that even if this rezoning is approved, they are going to have to go to the Zoning Board of Adjustment and ask for a variance to allow a liquor store if this is what they wanted to pursue because of the proximity to be within 1,000 feet of a residential zoning district. They're right next door to one.
And it would end up before the city council for a liquor license?
Yeah, after all of that, if that were the case.
That's something then I guess, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to jump in. I guess that would be discussed later on. Of course, it has to have a special permission. But the main thing that we are requesting, this would limit us in altering and expanding our business in future, being in the light industrial.
I see.
So it was BN, and when we redid the maps, we put it back to IL, or put it
Right.
as IL.
Right.
I think I would encourage
Then if
y'all.
we kept his GC, it'd been spot zone.
Yes, and I think I would encourage you guys to ask what is their future, because their future request for what they want to do as a business, because maybe it is permitted in IL, just like a convenience store is. We don't know what is, based off of what he was put on his application, it's very unclear as to what he wants to do in the future. So maybe we could learn that to get a better idea of if GC is appropriate versus
Can
IL.
you bring back up the permitted uses in the GC for us?
Yeah, how does the light industrial limit you in the future? That would help me.
I mean, we went through all this trouble in 2020 because light industrial, we know what is limiting. We are not in the light industrial business. We requested to be zoned commercial. And I don't understand why it was put back to light industrial. It was intentionally or not. We are here, we are requesting the same thing because we are in the retail business. Maybe we want to do something else if the business doesn't work or whatever, or we have some other tenants or so forth. So we think that light industrial would very much limit us in the type of business we are in.
And I just need a further explanation of that. I'm so sorry, I'm not picking up on, I want some specific.
He can't sell liquor.
But are there other things that you would like to do that you could not do in light industrial? Let's
Well-
take out the liquor business. Are there any other things like expansions or whatever? How are you limited in light industrial?
We may not be limited right now, but we wouldn't have invested. We wouldn't have gone through all this trouble of, time, effort, and expanding this, developing the site. It was a 2-story building. We downgraded to 1 story, and it used to be, I guess, old transmission shop. And the type of business we are in, it may be convenience store, it may be something else later on if it doesn't work out. So light industrial is just, we are not in that business at all whatsoever. We don't have anything. We are not planning to pursue such a business. And this really, I think, it was a downgrade to our neighborhood also.
I think that's what we're concerned with, is if this doesn't work out, what is it going to turn into?
I mean, definitely, we don't want light industrial. We are not in that business. We don't know. We may want to have some other type of, retail or something in the same store.
Well, again, the proximity of this to the residential area is what concerns us. And right now, you've got a classification and you're operating on that classification, correct?
I believe so, but
Okay, yes,
talking about liquor store, this is something that
So
would
you
come a
say-
lot later on.
You say to us that we understand, I don't think you've ever said that, but we understand part of this process is for you to get a liquor license.
I understand, yes.
Okay. But you also say that it could be potentially open-ended for another use. What we're trying to understand is what that potential other use might be.
Well, I mean, it's not limiting us for the convenience store, which is light industrial, I believe, is okay, and we have got a business license to do that. But what I'm saying, we went through this in 2020, and now if we want to have some other retail business, which is not suitable for light industrial, we cannot do it in the light industrial. Should we come through this board again?
But yes, you could
Yes.
at that point in time.
Well, I mean, we went one time in 2020, and this time in 25, about the same time. We really appreciate if y'all just give us the zoning to GC.
I think one of the other issues, in 20, you came with a convenience store plan.
Yes, sir. And we have
Why
done
would,
that. So
why would you not get to ask for liquor license at that point? Because you're saying, here's where I'm going with that whole point, is that you say you want a liquor license, you could have said that in 2020, and you say you want to add and grow in different areas, but if we rezone it, we open ourselves up for many other things that could be in there that maybe aren't suitable for the neighborhood. And so I worry about changing the zoning, not because of what you're doing now, what you might want to add on, but then what it could become if that does not work out. Or you're looking for additional revenue source, you go, well, I can do this.
I mean,
Or I can do that. If you'd have come to us in the beginning and said, we want to do a convenience store with a liquor store, that might have changed the whole equation, positively or negatively. Now you're saying you want to add liquor store in a classification that's right next to some neighborhoods, houses where people live in, and then we open ourselves up what all could be in the future beyond just the convenience store and the liquor store.
Well,
That's kind of where I'm trying to grapple with.
Well, I mean, of course, we didn't know, the owner didn't know he cannot have a liquor store over there. We understand it's limited. We know it's a residential next door within 1,500 feet, less than 1,500 feet or 1,000, whatever. We understand that part. But what I'm saying, this would really limit us, and thus, if we have to do some other kind of business, which really we have tenants or ourselves operated, then we should come through this board again, do that for the third time.
If we change the zoning, no, you might be permitted by right to do something. That's our concern. Usually when we rezone, we kind of want to know what's going to happen, not just right then, but what we open ourselves up to what it could be.
Well,
And that's our concern here. It's like, okay, we're changing just so we can allow you to add a package store, which is not the most suitable thing in their residential neighborhoods, but then the other things it could evolve into, whether you ran it or the next person who had the facility, they could do whatever's in that classification. And that's what concerns us. It's like, you start.
I'm understanding. I don't want to I'm not asking for a liquor license or variance on that right now. We went through all this trouble, spending time, effort, taking your time in 2020, and here we are here again, just asking the same thing. This would really limit us in our business of doing. Then if this tenant come here or is not going to work out, we go some other tenants wants, which is not going to be allowed in the light industrial, well, it would limit us. It would hurt us. We gone through all this expense, developing that site really so much more appealing aesthetically to our neighborhood, and we are back to where we were.
But you're operating as a convenience store now, and can continue to operate as a convenience store now. And if we rezone it, once it's rezoned, we can't take it back. And if you come in and want to put something there that doesn't fit, we can't come in there and say, hey, we want to take it back. If you decide you want something else there, or whatever, that's when you come back to us and say, convenience store didn't work, I need to put up another business there. And then we talk about rezoning it at that time. There's no reason to rezone it now because you can operate your business just like you have since 2020.
I understand. I don't think it has been very fair to us to come in 2020, ask for your permission, and we appreciate that. We thank you. And now here again, and then if they have to do another type of business, then come through this again. I don't think that's fair. Do you?
Yes. You can operate your store just like you did when you came to us in 2020. If you decide to build something else, or operate some other business there, then you come back to us and we decide if it fits or not.
Honestly, if y'all hadn't zoned it to business, we wouldn't have developed that property. Honestly, we won't.
I think we're kind of talking in circles here. Maybe we
You
should
go down, permitted. Okay, I
Open
need
it up
some
for
help.
public comment.
I need some help because I know, but it looks, I'm trying to compare what is permitted in GC and what is permitted in light
It's
industrial.
almost the same.
And it is, to me, it looks almost the same. He's permitted to do everything under animal care or business services. You get to food and beverage, and even GC is conditional, but he can even come back in and be a tavern as a conditional. Wait, no, hold on, let me make
No.
sure. Yeah, a bar, restaurant, a tavern.
Under light industrial?
Yes, ma'am, I'm looking under IL. It's, both of them are Cs. GC and IL are conditional uses. Yeah.
I think you're looking at the HC.
Oh, I see, I was looking at that.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
You
Well,
could do a brew pub and a
brew
coffee
pub,
house. a
coffee
restaurant.
house.
Sit down.
Otherwise, it is.
But to your
Restaurant.
point,
Similar.
there are a lot of uses that coincide with IL and GC, and I think we're just beating a dead horse at this point there's no clarity into why he wants to rezone to GC from a specific use standpoint. And I think we've passed the kind of 10-minute mark of the petitioner's, moment to speak.
Okay.
We have asked a lot of questions of him, so. Any other questions for petitioner? Thank you, sir. We're gonna let someone has signed to speak in opposition. Let's hear what they have to say.
Mr. Chairman, we have one person who signed up to speak, Ms. Jane Burrows.
Come on up.
I'm Jane Burrows, and I live at, I have the property at 1124 16th Street, which is adjacent. There's one lot between me and the proposed zoning redoing. And I represent Mr. Alex Burrell, who lives next door, in between my property and the proposal of changing from the planning board.
Where's he?
He's the one that emailed us.
I beg your pardon?
Where's Mr. Burrell?
He emailed.
He
us.
is
couldn't be-
deceased.
He didn't email us.
He sent us an email. Leota sent us an email on his behalf.
Before he deceased?
Well,
Let's
it
do
said
it.
he called in.
Yeah, he
Let's let her
called- he
finish.
called.
He's got a connection.
Sorry.
Continue,
Go
please.
ahead, ma'am.
Okay. He's not with us any longer. I'm representing Mr. Burrell, who lives between me and the proposal to change in the planning board. I also represent Russ, who lives across the street from me. He has talked to the zoning board head personally and told of his opposition for both Alex and himself. Russ lives across the street from both of our properties. All three of us are greatly opposed to a liquor store going in there. It's too close to the Central High School. It's surrounded by student apartments, excuse me. And they don't need another outlet to buy liquor when there's so many available.
I was gonna say, do you think we're gonna corrupt the students?
I think so. And particularly the college people are living in the close proximity of the apartments. That's not a good influence. For the availability of liquor so close.
Well, there's 6 stores within 400 feet, I mean, aren't there?
That offer it. There's plenty already available. They don't need another outlet for securing liquor. The thing is that I lived there personally from 65 to 72 with 2 small children. It was a nice, quiet neighborhood at that time. When we moved for zoning purposes for the school districts, we started renting that property to university students, and it was still a quiet neighborhood. It was for probably 10 years or more, 15 maybe, that we rented to students. Then we rented to a local family that was the tenant for over 20 years until there was a fire and it burned the house. So I still own the lot. I at some time may decide to build back there. And I would not want a liquor store 2 doors down from me.
But you know, 15th Street is a business corridor. I mean, look around.
That's right.
I mean, look around you. You're surrounded by all flat roofs and trucks and trailers, and I mean, it's almost residential. Almost looks out of place from this aerial.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it seems inevitable, honestly. And we got the same thing in Forest Lake, but maybe not. We don't have as much commercial surrounding it. But this looks like an inevitable business development and highest and best use. What's it look like on the map? What is it? So it is light industrial? And that's what he's asking?
He's asking
Yeah.
for
No,
But
he's
hers
asking for
is-
GC.
Hers is multifamily residential, because this is hers right there.
You know, I may be in the minority here, but I hope we never put another junior food mart on 15th Street. I mean, I'm kind of glad to see one off of 15th Street. I mean, they're just, most of them are, not all of them, some of them are very nice. Many of them are just eyesores because they're non-conforming uses, and they're not doing anything to them. And I don't want to ever see those. And I'm glad to see something off of 15th Street, honestly. Because they are going to drink, which is what they do. But I hear what you,
I'm concerned for
but you think,
Mr.
but you think you would go back and build a home there?
It's possible. I'm older, and that would be closer to my doctors. And at one time, we went to Calvary Church, and it was right down the street. We had a pizza business on University Boulevard, which was right there, too. So we were close to our business as well. But I'm concerned about Mr. Burrell. He's elderly, and if there's a lot of noise there keeping him away from the liquor store that the traffic would bring, it would not be.
But that's not going to change, right?
Well, it will, if the noise is a factor from having a liquor store right there next door. Yes,
Anything else, Ms. Burrows? Any other comments?
I guess not, but I'm certain.
You're opposed.
As well as Mr. Burrell and Russ across the street.
And there's a Mr. Burrell who's still alive?
Yes, he is,
Okay.
Okay, good.
yes. And he
thought he was
maintains my
dead.
vacant lot, so it's
Good for
not
him,
an
right?
eyesore.
That's not Alex. Alex has passed on, correct?
No, Alex is,
Oh,
I
he's the
talked
one
with
who's
him
still
before I
alive.
came here tonight. And
'Cause
it's
that's the
my
one we got.
understanding that the convenience store has never opened. So I was just wondering if
This
that
store is
was,
not open?
that's what I was told today by Mr.
Well,
Burrell.
that'd be interesting. I'd get
That,
clarification
and I
on that.
assumed that it was, this was an intended thing to go first to get it to go to the convenience store and then to what he really
Staff,
wanted.
is in this business in operation today? And the hours are what?
Yes,
We
that's what
know?
I was gonna
Y'all
ask.
know,
What are
the
the hours?
petitioner will know. Thank you, Ms. Burrows. We'll ask
Thank you,
you.
Ms. Burrows.
Thank you.
Can you come back up, sir? Can you give us the hours of operation currently for your business?
For the business, it's usually 7 o'clock in the morning till 11, 12, or something, whatever, you know, is the neighborhood.
7 days a week?
Probably so, yes, sir.
Probably so.
Yes, convenience stores usually they are open at 7 days
Is
a
it
week.
currently open?
Is it
I'm
open
sorry?
for
Is
business
it
right
currently
now?
open for business?
Yeah,
So what hours do you work?
the hours they work usually on other stores that we have, but this one does not have a gas station. So usually it comes from 7 till 10, 11 at night.
I think you're going to.
But the main concern really, why did we have to go through this trouble of rezoning it?
We've already
We
addressed
already
that.
kind of, yeah, we're just,
And the main thing is that I'm not expert in what goes in the light industrial, and you know probably better. I'm pretty sure you know better. But it would really limit us in doing this business because it would slow us down again if you have to get another tenant in there. They will not be interested in it. And you know what we have to go through to get it. I don't know, for example, like a clothing store. If we want to do that and it convenience store doesn't work, is it allowed in the light industrial?
But it's better looking than anything on 15th Street.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
When this picture was taken, were you in operation?
No, I think they recently just got the business. They were getting ready to open up. Of course, they went and applied for a liquor license. It's shut down. That's out of question. We are not really asking for a liquor license. We are just basically asking to put us back to a GC or a neighborhood business. Yes.
Give me a yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, wait, not yet.
As my understanding.
Wait, just a minute. I'm gonna
Yes.
ask you one question, I want a yes or no.
Yes.
Is this, are they currently operating out of this as did they open up today?
I believe they got the license and certificates to do that.
I don't want you to believe. I said yes or no.
I don't think he knows. He's the engineer.
They were in the process of stocking up the store and stuff like that. I'm not sure as the latest
Okay.
point right now, but I know they got the licenses or business licenses to do that.
So, Ms. Hornsby's point, you're the engineer on the project, you're not the owners of the property.
No,
Oh,
but as I heard last time, the owner said they've got the business license to do business.
He didn't know.
And they were in the process of, it's probably, the store was, last time I looked at it, it was stocked up. But it's not completely ready to open when I saw it last time.
Since 2020.
No, recently they got the business license to do
Well,
that.
business licensing, what we did was, they're different departments, and we don't get involved with the business licensing of the operation.
thank you.
I think I'm just very confused on why aren't the owners here, because it's not, you're here talking about the zoning and the engineering piece of it, but we're more concerned about the operating of the business and who's gonna do what and what are they gonna try to do? And,
You can ask them to come back next month and tell us.
I mean, I don't know if that's,
I don't need
I
next
feel like
month.
I've seen an Abbott and Costello routine here.
What do you say, Jim?
I said, I feel like I've got an Abbott and Costello routine. I've asked questions and I can't get answered. Who's on first? I don't know. What's on second? I need some answers and you're not giving them to me. So,
I don't think they're open right now for business, but they have got the
got it. Thank you.
business
Appreciate it.
licenses to do that. They were stocking up the store. Last time I seen they got the coolers going, they got all the
Well,
shelving. It takes time to stock.
I guess from my standpoint, this thing was approved previously in 2020, and now they're just starting business. It's sat here for 6 years or something. I don't know. I just need some answers, and you're not giving them to me. So maybe we need to get the owners up here to have this conversation.
So
Mr. Chairman, may I call for a vote?
Sure.
May I call for a vote?
you can vote
is
if
that what you were gonna say?
Okay, no. In April 15th, 2025 was the first time they applied for a business license. And I'm not sure if they're operating currently, but they have a business license as of April 15th, 2025. Prior to that, we don't have any record of
So
a
they can
business license.
operate, they can open the doors tomorrow as a convenience store without selling liquor, hard liquor.
Right, but I don't know what they've been doing since
They
April
have a business
2025.
license to sell beer and wine.
They could do that if they got their alcohol
So
license.
they could sell alcohol, just not the hard liquor.
Right.
See, the reason it took so long, the building was two-story, and they were going to go ahead and do that. Me as an engineer and also Centel engineer, we thought this needs to be cut down to one inch.
Everything you say, and we've already heard, so
Yes.
I think we're ready to make a vote. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions, comments from the commission? All right, thank you very much. All right, commission, we have a rezoning request, Z2525, the ABC Investments petition to rezone the 1515 12th Avenue from IL to GC. Do I have a motion and a second?
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Rumsey?
Yes.
No?
No.
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 Nope.
Nope.
All right, Commission, next up, we have a companion case. That's S9525 and SD0525. This is the row on 14th townhomes, construction of 6 townhome units at 2420 through 2424 14th Street. This is zone DP. You can see we are just right next to 359 north of 15th Street. You can see there's 3 lots today, 2 homes. One has been demolished, as you can see in this photo here. And just zooming in, just for a little additional detail here, they'd like to take this lot, convert it to 6 townhomes, as you can see here through that subdivision. 1-car garages and a parking pad located at the rear of each townhome. You can see that site plan here with some additional detail. No variance request, but this is a special district petition, which is why this is before you tonight. Like I said, this property is zone DP, downtown perimeter. Here again, that existing site, that zoning downtown perimeter. Getting into the special district narrative here, they'd like to build 6 townhome units, each facing 14th Street, each unit approximately 1,700 square feet, 3 beds, 3 baths, 1-car garage and a parking pad for each townhome with additional street parking on 14th Street. Primary building materials will be brick and cementitious siding. Here again is the site today, that site plan. And then moving into our elevations here, we have our front elevation, rear, our left side and right side. Here are our floor plans. You can see main floor on the left, second floor on the right, and some renderings of those proposed townhome units. We did not, our architectural review committee did find that overall this meets the development standards for downtown perimeter. They voted yes to recommend this project to y'all tonight. Did not receive any public comment. Do you have any questions for staff?
Ma'am, thank you. Petitioner.
Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, Brock Corder, 1307 25th Avenue. I think staff did a pretty good job explaining the project. I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have on it.
Look good.
Yeah,
Thank you.
good.
It looked really good.
Any questions for petitioner? Thank you, Mr. Corder. Anyone care to speak for or against this petition request? All right. Having heard none, Commissioner, before us, we have case S 9525, the row and 14th townhomes. Do I have a motion and a second?
Motion, second.
Ms. Hornsby?
Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, motion approved. Commission, Special District 0525, construction of 6 townhomes in the special district located at 2424 14th Street. Do I have a motion and a second?
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Rumsey?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes, motion approved.
All right, Commission, moving into our preliminary plats, starting with S 9625, resurvey of part of Lot 1 and Lot 2, Block 352 Van de Graafs, consisting of 1 lot on approximately 0.1 acres located at 1714 T.Y. Rogers Jr. Avenue, Council District 1. You can see we're west of 359, east of Central Elementary and West Lawn Middle School. You can see that lot today is vacant, and what they'd like to do is remove that remnant lot line that runs right down the middle, so it's cleaning that up. We do have 1 variance request of sidewalks. We did not receive any public comment. Do you have any questions for staff?
Engineering on the sidewalk.
We have no objection to that request.
Thank you very much. Petitioner?
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, I'm Michael McGuire. It's just basically just covered everything, city water, sewers there at the site, and just removing that interior lot line. It's currently vacant. They're planning to build a residence there on the site.
Any questions for petitioner? Thank you. Anyone care to speak for or against this petition request? Having heard the commission before, we have S 9625, the resurvey of Lot 1 and 2, Block 352 Van de Graaf. 1 variance request. Engineering has no issues with it. Do I have a motion and a second?
Second.
Mr. Rumsey?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes, motion approved.
All right, next up, S 9725, resurvey of lots 83 through 85, Warrior Edition, consisting of 1 lot on approximately 0.2 acres located at 2131 5th Street East, Council District 5. You can see we're in Alberta, north of University Boulevard East, just north of the tennis center. You see the lot is vacant today, though it does have 2 remnant lot lines running through it that they'd like to remove to consolidate the lot. They're dedicating right-of-way. We do have 1 variance request for sidewalk construction. We did not receive any public comments. Do you have any questions for staff?
Engineering.
We have no objection to that request.
Thank you, petitioner.
Chairman, members of the board, Michael McGuire, it's an identical situation, just removing the interior lot lines is all. City water and sewers there on site as well.
Look at you go, less than density all over Tuscaloosa. Go.
Any questions for petitioner?
y'all.
Thank you. Anyone care to speak for or against this petition request? Having heard none, Commissioner for us, we have S 9725, resurvey lot 83 to 85, Warrior Addition, one variance request, sidewalk construction, engineering has no issues with. We have a motion and a second.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Ms. Hornsby?
Yes.
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 Yes, motion approved.
I'm wondering if you should be moonlighting as an auctioneer.
Yeah, I got the gavel done. Sold.
Man, you got the patter down, baby.
All righty.
Making up for
next
lost
up,
time.
S 9825, Jack's Family's Restaurants, addition to Culver Road, consisting of one lot on approximately 2.2 acres, located at 3605 Culver Road, Council District 1. See, we're at the intersection of Joe Malisham, Culver, and Foster's Ferry. You can see this light, it's being redeveloped currently, cleaning up those lot lines to be able to build. You can see that without contours. We do have one variance request for sidewalk construction. We did not receive any public comments. Do you have any questions for staff?
Engineering,
No objections to that request.
thank you. Petitioner?
Good evening, Chairman and board. My name is Richard Harwood, 13668 Sharps Lake Road, Northport, Alabama. And I'm here on behalf of Jack's to give Westside hopefully their first franchise.
You know, did we not pass a regulation that if you're a certain distance from a school, you have to, and it took it out of our hands because we got tired of trying to judge on these emotional, and, you know, if you're a half mile from a school, don't you have to put in sidewalks, and it's not up to us? And in their Middle World School about right down the road?
We have that, but you'd have to request a variance otherwise.
Pardon me?
We have that in our subdivision regulations, but you'd have to request a variance if you didn't want to construct the sidewalks.
I thought we put that in because we wanted them absolutely, and we didn't want it to be up for debate. Because, I mean, there are residences across Joe Malisham. I mean, in other words, if we're gonna do that, then we may as well. We kept having this deal where you would build a sidewalk to nowhere, because there wouldn't be one on either side. And we said, well,
So-
that's not really an excuse not to build one necessarily if you're within, say, a quarter mile or, I can't remember if it's a quarter mile or a half mile from a park or a school, or maybe even church, but.
This one's a little unique. Culver Road is US Highway 11, and it's the state's right of way. We did request during the review process, and the developers agreed, they are granting us some additional right of way off of Culver Road, with the anticipation that one day there may be a sidewalk project by the state. If you're familiar, north of this location, up around Oakdale School, there was a sidewalk project done 4 or 5 years ago. We're trying to plan ahead for an extension of that. But right now, I just don't see a merit in them actually building a sidewalk.
Okay. Thank you.
Any further questions for petitioner? Thank you. Anyone care to speak for or against this petition request?
You're gonna be a hero, Harwood.
All right. See how it goes, Mr. Harwood. Commissioner before us, we have S 9825 Jack's Family Restaurants addition to Culver Road, one variance request, engineering has no issues with. Do I have a motion and a second?
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Rumsey?
Yes.
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 Yes, motion approved.
All right, moving on, S 9925, resurvey of part of Lot 10, MC Fitz Farm, consisting of 2 lots on approximately 9.5 acres, located at 7312 and 7352 Unity Road. This is not in city limits. We're actually southwest of the subdivision you just saw. You can see that lot today. It does have a home towards Unity Road. You can see here they'd like to split it into 2 lots. You can see that without contours. And just to zoom in for a little more detail here to see those 2 lots. We do have 3 variance requests. We did not receive any public comment. Do you have any questions for staff?
Engineering on the variance request.
No objections.
Thank you. Petitioner.
Commission, Darrell Key, Perk Test and Surveying, West Alabama, 12242 Sanford Oaks Drive, Northport, Alabama. I think she explained everything pretty well. The only thing that it doesn't show is this is residence. Mr. Lancaster is behind me. That's the reason for the division, is he wants to put a home there, and he currently lives there on the property, but he wants to put an actual home in his name. So, any questions?
Mr. Chairman,
Yep.
I need to correct myself. The right-of-way dedication is actually shown on the preliminary plat that was submitted, so the variance requests that we're in favor of are just the other 2. He is proposing to dedicate the appropriate amount of right-of-way. I apologize for my
So we
error.
don't need the variance. He
You
doesn't.
you don't need the
Right-of-way.
variance for that right-of-way dedication, that's right.
Fair enough.
Scratch that.
We'd rather not, but if it makes things go smoother, the additional right-of-way shouldn't be an issue.
We'll always take the right of way if we can get it.
Well, that's kind of where, yeah. Yeah,
You're offering, we're
financially, it
taking.
doesn't make sense to give it away, but it doesn't
Doesn't
hurt
hurt
this
you.
property, so.
So petitioner's living in the existing home there, right?
There is an existing home. It's on the right-hand side. It would be on lot
Okay, over here, on
10B.
the right-hand side.
Yes, but Mr. Lancaster, who currently lives on that property, wants to put a home back there on the lot 10A.
On the 10A, okay. He's
Yeah,
on,
my
he's on
eyes are terrible.
10B, he wants to build on 10A.
He wants to build on 10A. Lot 10B currently has a home. Once we do this, though, that minimum building line is, it's going to interfere with the existing home. So I don't know if there's variances for that, how we go about that in the future. But the existing home currently will be across the minimum building line.
You said the existing home was located
Being
across,
non-conforming then,
On 10B.
on 10B.
Yeah, but
it's just a non-conforming use.
Right,
If the house is ever
Yeah, but
destroyed, they can't build it back over the
Right.
setback.
Couldn't build it there again,
Correct.
okay?
Yeah, my eyes are terrible, so I'm trying to read as you guys go too. That's the only thing I can think of that would hinder future development for that particular house. If that house got destroyed, it would not meet the 10-foot setback from the side,
Okay.
the MBL. Any questions?
That's my question. Any questions? Thank you, sir. Anyone care to speak for or against this petition request? You know, in our chair, vice chair, we talked about the lot configuration, you know, it's creating a flag lot. And when the whole conversation was really around some kind of standard going forward, I'm just saying this for the record, we need to talk about it going forward, is that this is county, it's probably going to remain county. So we have to be careful not to set a precedent that doesn't have some kind of justification for approving the lot configuration. I think that's kind of where we hung our hat, is this probably is not anytime soon going to be part of the city of Tuscaloosa. But it is worth noting that we are granting a lot configuration variance, flag lot. So I just want that to be on the record and stated.
Is the property adjacent, not Tuscaloosa, Alabama, where we got 35401? Ingram Farms?
That's a great question.
On the map?
The lot frontage is 66.
Say that again?
The lot frontage for lot 10A is 66 feet.
So is that defined by flag lot as 66 feet? I mean, that's kind of a gray area, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think that's what we're trying to establish, Stephen. I mean, we've tried historically not to approve flag lots, but in certain cases, we have, and whether this fits that case or not. But, and as Chairman said, this is in the county.
And you've got to have 25 feet. Is it 25 or 30 or?
30.
30.
So,
County rule is 30.
Yeah.
so he has
I mean,
three times.
this one has, I mean, it's different from a lot of them that we see, and it's got larger acreage. I mean, to scale, that's 1.5 acres and almost 8 acres they're doing, so, and
want to get that on the record, so.
Yes, sir. When you started talking about the flag lot, that's kind of what came to mind. The county rule is 30, which is kind of,
Step forward, close to the microphone, just a second.
yeah, the county rule is 30, so when you started speaking about that, that's the reason I came back. But when you guys are doing this outside of city limits, but it is inside the city's planning jurisdiction, I guess that's kind of where that difference comes in.
That's why you're here.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Again, do anyone care to speak for or against petition request? Having heard none, Commission, before us, we have S 9925, the resurvey of part of lot 10 MC Fitz Farm. For two variance requests, lot configuration, cap sewer, right-of-way dedication has been granted by the petitioner. Do I have a motion and a second?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Ms. Hornsby?
Yes. Yes. Sorry.
I'm kind of torn on this because we're doing the flag lot, which we've not approved in the past, except a special exception. I wish we could, Mike, I wish you and Zach could get together and see if we could come up with something on this. I can't vote for it, no.
I think, it's got 3 times the legal requirement. I'm not even sure it is a flag lot, but I'm going to vote yes.
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 Yes. Motion approved.
But I agree with Councilman Pugh that I would like to,
It looks like a
let's
flag.
figure out what the litmus test is for one. Tell us.
It's shaped like a flag.
All right, Commission, moving into other business, we have a street vacation request, that's V325, vacating .24 acres of part of the right-of-way known as Jordan McGee Road, abutting unplatted land located south of 3560 Jordan McGee Road, Council District 6. You can see we are just north of Interstate 20 here. You can see that piece to be vacated, kind of backs up to I-20. You can see just that plan here showing that right-of-way to be vacated, and we have staff comments. We did not receive any public comments. Do you have any questions for staff?
No, ma'am. Thank you. Petitioner? Is there a petition? Okay. Anyone have any comments or questions about this vacation? Anyone care to speak for or against this vacation? Having heard none. All right, Commission, before us, we have a
Ladies, are
raised
you
her
here
hand.
for this petition? Have we done what?
This street. Yes, ma'am, we're at the end of the,
Yes, ma'am. We did.
Yeah, that's, Morgan Dishes.
That's already been completed. We can talk with them after.
yeah,
the-
that,
Okay. They need some help getting
yeah.
Right.
handicap access.
All right.
Okay.
Commission, again, vacation 0325. As you see on the map there, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed?
Never mind.
Ayes have it.
That it?
Nope.
We got
We
some-
got
We got some
code.
code updates.
All right, I'll try and go somewhat quick on this because you've had it for about a month now. So I sent this to you guys via email a couple of times. We sent this out to stakeholders, posted it on our website for a week. And through all that, we've received a few comments from stakeholders, and we've incorporated them in here, and I'll identify it. But other than that, we've received positive feedback on the proposed changes. And so just a quick overview, how we've gotten here. Of course, we started the new code in January 1, 2025. That was a 300-plus page document. And as part of this process, we are going to keep a list of possible updates. You know, it's not just something that we're going to throw on a shelf and it's good to go until we update it the next 20 years. We're going to keep a list of updates, and that's my staff who's done that. That's as well as when we've gotten you guys to say something, hey, this isn't quite working, or engineers, architects, developers. So up to this point, we've had 2 code updates thus far, specifically related to drive-throughs, and then 1 specifically related to townhomes. But this fall 2025 update is comprehensive. It's not part of any specific topic. And it includes 53 total changes. However, 35 are clarifications, which are just typos or things like that that were just missed. and then 18 revisions. And so I'm going to go through the revisions with you guys. And it's just for the sake of, time, because the clarifications are pretty simple. So 2531 in definitions, we're just removing that it's only for mixed use or multifamily development for outdoor video displays. So that's like a Jumbotron or something like that. An example of that is we allow these in open space districts. Clearly, there's not going to be mixed use or multifamily in that district. This is section 2533 advisory. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I've got it in front of you guys. The highlighted ones are what we're going to go over. The rest is what, y'all have kind of looked at already. So 2533, this is zoning board of adjustment, just the membership in terms of office. We took that out on accident. We need to put that back in. Clearly, that's important. And then zoning map amendment. So 2536, when areas are annexed into the city, it used to say R1. Clearly, we've got to change that because now it's SFR1. And then we're also proposing to change within half a mile of Lake Tuscaloosa, you come in as LR so that they don't have to rezone to LR when they come into the city limits. Next up, we've got development within a special district. So this is something that was in our previous code that we needed to put back. So if there's a conflict, so say a special district development is also in a historic district, it used to be that the Historic Preservation Commission prevailed, and so that would just go through HPC instead of you guys. We're adding that back in. It just simplifies the process. HPC is more restrictive than the regulations that we have at Planning and Zoning Commission. And y'all can stop me if you have any questions. So this, yes.
Just noticed that it wasn't in here.
It's not in our
2540 is not in here.
handout.
Oh, yes, 2540. Oh, sorry. A caveat to that is we actually identified that after we posted it as staff, that we need to put that back in.
Okay.
My bad. 2561 is in your packet, and that was posted online. So this is to correct the minimum townhouse lot size. And I'll just give you an example. So that's that 2,600 square feet instead of 3,000. And then I'm just going to say that's in Lake multifamily, but then we're also fixing it in MR1. You can see 1,900 instead of 2,900. And the reason being is we've found that if you take the setbacks, you take the minimum lot size about 20 feet for a typical townhome, you incorporate the setbacks in there, with the lot width, you get 1,900 square feet for MR1. And we want to see here on the right-hand side, we want to see developments like this where you've got your townhome lot, but then you have basically your common space lot as one lot, rather than when people are trying to meet that minimum lot size, they're just making huge lots in order just to meet that minimum lot size. So it really cleans it up. It doesn't change anything related to how you can develop. It's just a cleaner end result. So going on, this is 2584. So this kind of came about from our drive-through update. So you can see number 3 there. We need to add that property with direct access to a street classified as a minor arterial grader, not within this area, they don't have a maximum front setback. And so the whole idea is university commercial. You want that walkability. You want the buildings close to the street so you can walk straight up into the front door. However, some areas not bounded in that area, number 3, are next to places like 15th Street or something like that, the old Bama Bowl site. Clearly, you want to push that back from the street. So that's what that is.
The old what site?
The old Bama Bowl site. Neighborhood commercial, so this just needed to be switched. The minimum setback shall be 20 feet along streets classified as collector street or greater, and then the maximum shall be 20 feet along other streets. So essentially, this is kind of what I was just talking about, where you don't want buildings closer to the street on busier roads. You kind of want to push those back and vice versa. And so it was just written incorrectly, and so we're fixing that. This is allowing, putting a P in the column for dwelling duplex to permit duplexes within the R district, the riverfront district. So we already allow them in RPD, so if someone were to come forward with that, we want to also allow them in R. It just makes sense in that regard. This is a big fix. So in R, D, DP, DHE, and UC districts, we had written in that no more than 2 bedrooms in each dwelling unit. We want to make that 3 instead of 2. 2 is pretty restrictive. 3 is what we typically see. So moving on to section 25101, this is a new regulation for private event spaces. So in all districts, no private event space greater than 100 occupants shall be within 500 feet of a bar use or other private event space. So something like downtown social, which is a large private event space, you can't have another large private event space within 500 feet. Just kind of spreads them out a little bit. You know, there's queuing and things like that are issues, parking, so.
Is this the 2 Dimes Road?
Right. Okay. Next, 25105, so this is adding this as a special exception. So MR1, adding a special exception for group daycare homes. We already have it in SFR 5 and MR2. We just forgot to put the S in MR1. So it's really kind of a typo. Here is section 25105, accessory uses and structures table. So this is removing the permitted in D and DP to not allow outdoor video displays in these districts. So hypothetically, if there was to be a jumbotron or something like that downtown or downtown perimeter, it would likely be zoned in institutional. So we're just removing that. And again, just, jump in if you have any questions. Section 25106, general standards for all accessory uses and structures. So we want to change the maximum square footage from 600 to 650. Those other 2 are just typos there, but the real change is the 600 to 650. And the reason we want to do that is we want to actually remove in section 25107, which is accessory dwelling units, we want to remove the 650 and just have everything like accessory dwelling units and accessory structures to be 650 instead of having to kind of bounce back between the 2 because 50 square feet is not significant enough. So it's really just simplifying that. 25111, so these are providing the ability for me to, if I see something like this is for a special event. So if someone comes in and they want to do a special event, have a large party or something like that on a property, they don't have to get a special event permit in some of these instances. However, we want the ability for me to be able to say, actually, hold on, even though you don't require it because your special event is limited to less than 50 people, I see this as something that could be an issue that I want TPD or engineering or fire to look at. So it just kind of gives the flexibility there for the city to kind of have a little bit more control over some events. This next one, material and design in section 25150. So in the downtown and downtown perimeter, historic edge and riverfront districts, this essentially is, we don't want you to have currently you could put up an 8-foot privacy fence in your front yard. This is to prevent that. We already prevent it in multifamily and in residential districts. We need to do that in business districts. Section 25179, this is something that was omitted it was in our previous code, it was omitted in the new one. This is for electronic, digital, and video technology signs. Basically, we're putting that back in. One of the biggest thing is the 1 there, so it can't change it more than 8 seconds. So really, it's not like a TV. It's like, hey, we've got a billboard. 8 seconds later, we've got another advertisement. 8 seconds later, something like that. So we wanted to put that back in.
That's a safety measure.
Safety, for sure. Yeah. And then 25182, this is for shopping center signs, just clarifying. It's clearly we wouldn't allow them in public right-of-way, but we want to put that in the code and clarify that a maximum of one such sign is allowed per street frontage. We got to change that to frontage, whether or not you have an entrance. So, and that's how we had been regulating it in the previous code. So those are the code updates that do need a recommendation of
You want a
vote.
voice vote, okay? Okay, commission, heard from Mr. Pons on these code changes. All those in favor of those code changes, say aye. Aye. Those opposed, ayes have it.
And then next up, we just need to vote on our 2026 meeting dates and deadlines.
Everybody, no calendar there. All those in favor of approving the 2026 meeting dates and deadlines, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, ayes have it. We are